Guys, we have so much to cover in today's video. There's a ton of information that you may have missed from the official Zombies reveal, and we got tons of new info from creators that have already played the game. We need to dive right in, starting with the base reveal trailer. In the beginning of the trailer, we see our 4 set crew characters, and immediately we're going to slow down the video. I noticed that there is a canister in the background of the video. We do know that Treyarch likes to put Easter egg hints or quest hints or things like that into these trailers that are only seen when you slow it down. So I saw this canister in the background, and it's pretty reminiscent to the Firebase Z canister. If you guys remember that from the main quest, we don't know what it does yet or if it's going to do anything, but it did stand out to me. So it's something that I wanted to bring up in this video. Next, we're going to see an arrow guiding to power. Power and Pack-a-Punch are the only guided steps for the main Easter egg and for zombies in the initial launch of each map until the main quest has been solved. After the main quest has been solved, then they're going to go through and add a guided mode for players that want to be able to still solve the main steps and main quests and follow along with the storyline, but they're not going to have to go through and solve all the puzzles. It's going to be something that's totally guided. We get a good shot of Omni movement coming up next, and then we're pretty much into the next section of the video where we get to what I'm calling the Kraken trap. Now, there are 2 confirmed new traps on this map, and this one essentially is a giant pile of meat that's coming out of a air duct, and it's got tentacles and gnarly teeth, and it pulls the zombies up into them as it's activated. And then players are capable of sliding under this so they don't take damage running through it. And it's a really gross, cool looking trap. Going right on into the next one, we also have what I'm calling the Gersh gun trap because it looks a lot like a Gersh device. This is the second new trap on the map, and there are quite a few Easter egg implications with this thing. It's massive. We've seen it from day one in the release trailer, and it definitely looks like something that Treyarch would put in as a main Easter egg step. Maybe we have to take out some kind of enemy or shoot something down out of the sky with it, as it has 2 giant laser beams as well as black holes that spawn that suck all of the zombies up into the laser beams. Pretty cool trap. Next, we're going to see some of the new zombie designs. They're pretty creepy. There's a new zombie evolution system that is essentially going to be a core mechanic of at least Terminus Island, and we're going to get into that a little bit more in depth later. But this guy looks super creepy, and I'm super excited to have a more dark and gnarly aesthetic to the game. Next, we have situational zombies, which is something that they're adding for purely map aesthetic. It's going to be really cool to see all of these different types of situations that you can run into. When you're opening a door on the map, there's a chance that you're going to run into some zombies, but they can be doing different things. Some of the examples that we were given from the creators is that you'll run into zombies that are feasting on one of the prison wardens, or they'll be laying down and then they'll get up and start coming at you. It's a more like environmentally aesthetic thing that they're trying to add. It did sound like there's going to be an option for some goofy ones to be in there, like a warden boxing a zombie, that kind of thing. I'm not sure how that's going to play out or if it's going to be a consistent thing, but apparently there's going to be loads of these things for us to see, and it's going to be pretty interesting to see how they take it. One of the most exciting parts of this reveal is there's a new upgrade that allows you to become the Mangler. Yes, you heard that right. You get to actually become a Mangler zombie and use the Mangler's cannon and his melees. It's like you inject yourself with some kind of serum, then you transform into the Mangler and can go and totally destroy zombies. It's one of the coolest things that we've seen so far in the reveal trailer. I'm super excited to be able to play as a Mangler. And one of the other really cool things about this is if you don't have this upgrade and you kill a Mangler, they do drop a weapon that you can temporarily pick up and use the remaining ammo in, which is also really cool. There's definitely going to have to be some testing with that to see if you could pack a punch that temporarily picked up weapon and make it a permanent weapon, something like that. So it's going to be really exciting to see. The next section of the video, we're going to run into the Pack-a-Punch machine and we're going to go over exactly how that's opened. There are 3 generators on the map that power up the map, and you have to activate all 3 of those in order to have Pack-a-Punch activate. It's going to slowly pop up out of the water and you're going to be able to use it. It's very similar to Firebase Z with the power schematic and having to power up 3 different things before you're able to continue on to Pack-a-Punch and other things. Now, the coolest part about the Pack-a-Punch machine and the best information that we've learned so far is that there's no Pack-a-Punch UI selection screen this year. If you remember back in Cold War Zombies, we had a UI screen that would pop up anytime that you wanted a Pack-a-Punch and you had to choose tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, and ammo mods. That is no longer the case anymore. All you do is you buy the Pack-a-Punch, it Pack-a-Punch your weapons, and you can go up to tier 3 the same way that you had been. Ammo mods have been moved to a new section of the map. Presumably, it's going to be with armor upgrades as well as weapon rarity upgrades. So we'll have to see where those end up when the map comes out. Moving on, we have pests, and that goes a little bit more in depth to the evolution. We're going to again talk about that more in depth a little bit later. But we do have our first ever pilotable vehicle in Zombies. This is going to be something that is not like the transit bus, where it goes from destination to destination to destination. This is something where players get to decide where we go. It's something that we've seen in Call of Duty for a long time. For example, like Warzone, you can grab a random truck and drive it around the map. This is the same kind of thing, but it is a tactical boat that we get to ride around in the water and we get to choose where we're going with that. There is a watcher in the water, so to speak, that makes it pretty difficult to travel, but we're going to talk more about that later as well. Now, moving forward, we have our first look at in-game at PhD Flopper. I already made a video on PhD, and it's going to be linked in the card above if you want to check that out. It's something that I think is going to be a necessity in this version of Zombies. It looks absolutely amazing in this reveal. We get the omnidirectional dive. You're shooting backwards at the other zombies while diving into a horde, exploding with this dark ether aesthetic explosion. It looks super awesome all around. Next we have a new elemental ammo mod. It is a shadow element. It's the new element that they're coming out with for this Terminus map. It looks really cool. Basically creates a lot of dark ether balls that then explode the zombies after they've been hit and after this ammo mod triggers. It's got a cool dark ether aesthetic to it, and it's going to be interesting to see how that kind of works and to see if it's as strong as some of the other ones that we've seen over the years. Quickly, we get our first look at the Symbol Monkey. Symbol Monkey looks amazing. We all kind of knew he was coming back. He's been in pretty much every iteration of Zombies in one way or form, and he looks really cool. Definitely a creepy aesthetic on that one. Next up, we have Gobblegum, and we not only get to see the Gobblegum machine, but we get to see Gobblegum in action. We also get to see a new Gobblegum that was not discussed in the video that I had made on that. Again, that one is going to be linked in the card on screen as well. Gobblegum system is a little bit different than it used to be, and I think it's actually a move in the right direction. You can hold up to 3 Gobblegums at a time. You get to choose which ones you're going to use and when through various different means, whether it be an instant activation like Anywhere But Here, a map triggered activation like Wall Power, or a timed activation where you get once you pop it, you have a select amount of time that it's going to be active. The one on the screen that you can see in this clip is for a free ray gun from the mystery box. It essentially makes it so that the next time you use the mystery box, you are going to pull the ray gun from it as a guarantee. We also know that there is another one for the on-map wonder weapon, the map-specific wonder weapon, rather, that you can get for free from the box as well. Gobblegums are earned by flipping through the rounds in zombies, which is really cool. It's not something that we're going to be having to use liquid divinium and roll the dice on. It's going to be something that we casually earn while playing the game, which is great news. No more pay to win in zombies is a great, great, great decision. So I'm going to have a more in depth video on Gobblegums as well. Now, we did just talk about the new map Wonder Weapon, and here it is getting pulled from the box. It's gonna fire a beam at enemies. It's very reminiscent of the electrocoil style Wonder Weapon from D Machine. It also has a cool stun ability that's like its alt fire that slows down the zombies. It also adds a huge damage buff to the zombies. It's going to be really good when you're in a co-op game because you can be stunning all of these zombies and then teammates can be absolutely decimating them with regular weapons. It's pretty neat. Anytime you reload this wonder weapon, it sets off an explosion that kind of keeps you safe from any zombies that might be close to you. You'll also see that there's a canister on the side of this weapon, and it kind of looks like the one that we saw earlier. Maybe the canister that we talked about earlier in the video is a way for us to build a free version of this wonder weapon. It's something that we normally see in zombies. Up next, we have the Melee Macchiato machine. Looks absolutely beautiful. It's super cool. The machine actually has boxing gloves, and you can see in a clip that one of the zombies gets absolutely destroyed by the perk machine itself, which is kind of crazy. I was definitely wrong in the video that I had made on this one, speculating what it might do. Essentially, this just gives you Thunder Fists from Origins, which is super cool. It's something that I didn't see coming, but I'm super happy it is coming. And along with that, we're going to talk about the ability to upgrade perks. If you remember in Cold War, you gained some kind of currency. It was like dark ether crystals or something from playing the mode. And then you could go in and upgrade your perks, your ammo mods, your field upgrades, etc. And that's no longer the case. Upgrades are going to be done in game through playing the game. And we could see some crazy different things by upgrading these perks. I'm thinking maybe if you upgrade the Melee Macchiato machine, you get the Elemental Fist from Origins or something along those lines. I mean, we're also going to be able to select to upgrade Juggernaut, Speed Cola, every other perk on the map will be something that you can choose to progress and work on as you play the game. So that'll be super interesting to see how that all works out. We do see a little bit later that there is a PhD slider perk upgrade going right back into perk upgrading. One of the upgrades confirmed by the creators that got to play the game early is that you can upgrade PhD flopper and add on the PhD slider ability as well. For those of you who remember and liked PhD slider, it is an option to still use that in this game, and you can see it going off right here. We next get to see the Shadow Elemental field upgrade. Of course, they added an ammo mod as well as a field upgrade for this. It looks pretty neat. It kind of disintegrates zombies in the direction that you're aiming. It could be a good get out of jail free card. We're going to have to see how it kind of plays out. But Pizza had mentioned that he was pretty much the only one that was using it in their playtest and that he really liked it. So it's going to be really cool to see how that works out. Next, we do see that the exfil is back in the game. It's not required in any Easter egg main quest completion now, which is super awesome. Being that this is the Dark Ether storyline, we definitely knew that exfils were going to come back. But one of the things that people complain about most with the Cold War Easter eggs is that at main Easter egg step completion, you were required to exfil from the map to actually attain the achievements. We see that in D Machine with the final step of the Easter egg. You have to run back and get on the helicopter without touching any of the lightning coming out of the ground. So that's no longer going to be required in the main Easter egg quests. Along with that, all of the Easter egg quests can be completed solo or in a group, which is also amazing news. Going back into zombie evolution, it's something that I had talked about a little bit ago, but zombie evolution is essentially going to be a new core component, at least for Terminus Island. The first zombie that you end up seeing in this clip here is a arachnid type spider that pops out of as the game says, the frontal lobe of a zombie. And they actually added an arachnophobia setting. So if you're terrified of spiders and can't handle arachnids, you can turn it off and it will turn into something different. It's going to be kind of interesting to see what that ends up being, but we'll have to wait for the full game release for that as well. Um, from that spider version of itself, if you don't take care of it quickly enough, it's then going to change into one of the pest flyers that we could see earlier in the video, and they're very reminiscent of the pest from Black Ops 3: Shadows of Evil, and apparently they can also somehow morph or progress into this giant abomination looking boss zombie that we're seeing running in this clip. It's going to be interesting to see how that goes, and it's going to definitely change how you play the game. I think it might be a way for them to make it harder to hold a zombie at the end of a round by having it continuously mutate into crazier and crazier things. So we're gonna have to see how that plays out, but it is a new core component and it does look really cool. The mutant zombies look really cool. So it's gonna be really fun to see how this works in the main game. Next, we're going to go a little bit more in depth. I call it the Watcher in the Water. It's just essentially a giant worm that comes out of the water. It does look like it can be taken down. We kind of get that information from the trailer. And according to the creators that have played the game early, it makes traveling in the water pretty hard, and you're going to have to go pretty quick whenever you're trying to travel in the water. There's a sunken ship that's offside the island that you can travel over to and explore, but that big worm is going to follow you and make it really difficult for you to get there. So it's going to be kind of interesting to see how that all works out. Now, here we are at the most exciting part of the reveal, in my opinion. At the end of the trailer, after the pre order bonus, after everything that they talked about, we got the Liberty Falls official first teaser. Liberty Falls is the additional map that's going to be in the game. And in a few seconds into this Liberty Falls teaser, we see the jet gun. Yes, the jet gun from Transit Black Ops 2 is coming back as the specific wonder weapon for the Liberty Falls map, and it looks awesome. It looks so good. Hopefully this doesn't crash games. We've had jet guns crash games in the past, and that would be a bummer, but it does look really cool and I'm super excited to have it back. It's something that I've wanted to see return in a better form for a long time. So we'll have to see what kind of adjustments they made to the jet gun to make it work better for the Dark Ether storyline. Next, we get another shot of some kind of portal that's within the Liberty Falls map. And we get this very Stranger Things camera spinning upside down shot, and we're then in the dark ether. It's kind of like it's weirdly close to Stranger Things, how they're making it look like it's the upside down. Maybe we'll make a separate video on that entirely. Just let me know in the comments below if that's something that you'd like to see. We also do see the Pack-a-Punch in that upside down area, so that might be exactly how we activate it, but it's going to be one of those things that we're going to have to wait for the official gameplay reveal, which is going to be at Call of Duty Next. We're going to see that people playing the Liberty Falls map for the very first time, and presumably we'll end up seeing how to turn on power and Pack-a-Punch as well. So August 28th, we're going to be looking out for that. I'm definitely going to be live streaming the Call of Duty Next conference. We're going to go through and react to the whole thing. It'll be really cool. And then 2 days later, we get access to the beta of the game. It's probably just going to be multiplayer, but we'll find out at COD Next if they're going to implement zombies as well. It'd be really interesting if they did implement zombies. It'd be the first time we've ever seen it. But that's all we got for the breakdown of the video. I do want to shout out Codename Pizza on YouTube. Link to his original video is going to be down in the description below. That's where I got most of the information about this. The content creators were able to go really in depth on everything that's going to be in the game. And there's some really cool stuff in his video that I didn't cover, so definitely go check that out. Shout out to Treyarch for allowing the creators to actually go out and play the game early, as well as release the information about the game. Without them, we wouldn't have all this really cool info. And link to the official reveal trailer is going to be in the description as well. Now, if you made it this far into the video, I want to thank you so much. You guys are absolutely awesome. Uh, Definitely, if you enjoyed the video, leave a like, subscribe if you want to see more videos like this in the future. And if you don't want to miss anything zombies related coming up to COD next, also let me know down in the comment section below. How excited are you for Black Ops 6 and what map are you going to be jumping on first? Me personally, I'm going to be playing Liberty Falls, but let me know if you're more interested in Terminus or Liberty Falls at launch. That's all I have for you guys. Catch you in the next one.